Ernest the Cat Miller, who was for me that was full circle for me because Ernest the Cat Miller was my first friend in pro wrestling.
Interesting.
I met Ernest Cat Miller when I was like 15 years old. Me and my best friend Derek, we skipped school to go to an autograph signing with Ernest the Cat Miller, Lash LaRue, and one of the Nitro girls. And we were big Ernest fans because he would talk smack. We loved the smack talk. So we just hung out with Ernest all day, and we were playing around, and I kept agitating him. Ernest threw a fake punch like that at me, and it caught me in the lip, and it busted my lip. Now, keep in mind, I'm like a 15-year-old kid. So I was like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. And he's like, hey, we switched phone numbers and everything. We hung out with him all day. And he's like, keep me updated. I hope your lip's all right, blah, blah, blah. Next time you come to town, I'll give you some tickets to the show and this and that and this. So he did. And then Ernest, like, was kind of a mentor. He hated wrestling back then because he came from that karate world. Mm-hmm. And he didn't buy into the wrestling. He was only doing it because it was a big payday. But he ended up, you know, he had a chip on his shoulder because of, you know, from what I remember of how tough he was and how legit of a badass he was. And a lot of guys were faking and it was political, and he wasn't a political guy. You know, so like you'd hear about the backstage fights with him and guys and stuff. But I'd always look to him for advice. And he was always very good with me. He always checked in on me. Even if I didn't talk to him, like he would call me and check in on me. And that lasted for minutes. I mean, still to this day, we talk at least once a week, right? So just to be a kid and have some kind of mentor like that, and then have Ernest be booked on my show, mm-hmm. You know, which was our biggest show we ever produced at that time, which was November, to have Ernest on our show, which is kind of full circle, right? It's really cool.
Yeah. He's one of those guys where, you know, at the time I was younger, I was watching WCW, you know, and I was like, okay, he's a karate dude, whatever. And then, like, you learn later on in life, like, no, this dude's like a certified badass. Like,
yeah. But like, he played Major League Soccer, he played in the NFL, he's done all these crazy things. You know what I mean? Like, he owns a company with Chuck Norris right now, some karate company. Him and Chuck Norris started. It's like this dude is everywhere. It's crazy. Now he's doing more movies. He just did it. He's got a reoccurring role in MacGyver.
Oh wow.
The new MacGyver that's out. So it's crazy, man.